Yeah, so my name is Byron Washington. I live in North Baton Rouge, specifically in Scotlandville. Originally from across the river in Port Allen, Irvinville area. Been an advocate and activist here in Baton Rouge, but also do work uh, professionally here in Baton Rouge as well too. And I am the founder of Scotland Saturdays. Scotland Saturdays is a monthly market, a social market where we do promote entrepreneurs, small businesses to sell their products. We get music artists to come out, DJs, um, visual artists, all to just really come out, enjoy in the afternoon or evening in the middle of Scotlandville Plaza. And this promotes the economic growth, the social well-being, and really just civic engagement of people just being out and around and really enjoy themselves in the heart of Scotland. I also serve as the president and chair of North Baton Rouge now, Blue Ribbon Commission. So what we do with that is it's a grassroots organization that focuses on the overall health of North Baton Rouge. So we delve in politics and healthcare and education and economic inclusion, all kind of other stuff. And then as you can see now, with the new normal going on, I'm here with home with the kids, and you may hear my daughter in the background. So,
It is so fun.
so it's just something we all getting used to, just adjusting in new times right
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely understand the adjusting. So, what inspired you to be a part of the Super Summer Readers, and what did that mean for you? You know, what besides the act, like what made you be like, this is something that I want to be a part of, participate in. I think it's a great initiative.
Well, I wanted to be a part because I've always done things to help with the kids with youth before. I was a football coach. I also used to do a monthly real men reads at Con Elementary, right across the river in Port Allen. And I've always done mentorship from Big Brother, and also done stuff with Big Buddies as well. So it was really always in my alley to do. And then when it was brought to my attention, and I was asked to have the honor to be able to read for the kids, especially now when we're all trying to figure out again, like you said, of how do we maintain some sense of normalcy, even though we're not physically, around each other. I thought that was a great opportunity for me for just to, as a figure in the community, to really reach out and be involved.
Yeah, and this is my first time experiencing the Super Summer Reader, and it was really nice. I love the entire idea, just because everyone is going to a new normal, and although this is something that we do every year, this was something that was it's seemingly tailored to the pandemic and making sure that literacy is pushed even further for our children. So, like, how was that entire experience from you being contacted and asked to participate, you recording, and what was that like? How was that experience?
The experience was cool. I mean, like I said, I've done reading before, but it was my first time being introduced to the program, for one, and so that was pretty amazing because you get to really see the impact that's been going on with the youth. But really, it's just being involved with other like-minded individuals that wanted to uh, read back to the kids, and it was just interesting because you really have to train your voice to be inflection and be enthusiastic when reading. I get to do a lot with my kids, so that helps. But really, I'm dad, so anything I do is gonna be like pretty awesome to them. At least I hope so. But for the kids, man, it's very it's cool because as an adult you get to read stuff, and a lot of stuff is boring, but now you really get to take yourself back mentally and get to talk to it's like you're talking to the kids, not reading to the kids.
Right. And that's a different experience when you don't have your audience there, to interact with. And they're like, oh, well, look at this, so I can only imagine how
Right.
it was. And like nostalgic experience for you. So, what were some of your favorite books when you were growing up, or like a book that you wish that you would have read if your book, which was not more. If have you ever read that book? Is it something that you would have wanted to read when you were a child? Or what was your favorite book?
So my favorite book as a little child was a book called Patrick and Penny. And I barely remember it, but my grandmother like would write, she still tells me stories about it when I was little, and that how I would read that book over and over and over, and really get them to read it to me over and over and over. And I can act, and it got to the point where I can recite the next page before it's even before it even got to me. And so when I got to read on my own, a few books that always stood out to me, like one book for sure was Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. We got to read that. I want to say in like middle school. I mean, and of course, elementary school, you read a whole bunch of books. Some things you pay attention to, some things you don't. Roll of Thunder really like that was one of the first ones that really I felt myself in because they use words and terms that were familiar to me in my culture in that book. Words like Medea and some of the ABE vernacular that we use. Um, I really felt myself involved in that story as a kid. And so that was probably as a cognizant kid, more than just a little small one like my 2-year-old or something like that. But as a cognizant kid, Roll Thunder Hear My Cry was probably one of my favorite books.
Right. I definitely can relate to you as far as it goes to representation. Our children really like to read things that they can relate to, no matter what that relation is. That is really good for them, and it keeps them engaged on what they are reading. So most children, they need to master reading skills or the foundation reading skills by 3rd grade. What are some tips or recommendations or thoughts on how students or families right now can improve childhood literacy, not only in their homes but within our community?
I think the best way to improve literacy skills is to adjust to the time. Me personally, I don't think it's fair to kids or adults to try to force feed them the same way that that I was brought up, like in the 80s, 90s, is just read, put the technology down and stuff like that. I don't think it's fair to kids. I think we need to involve technology with the reading because they live in a world. They're gonna grow up in a world that's totally different from ours. And and this is nothing against books. I mean, we should be still reading books, but if I'm a way to integrate that into a kid's learning technology, maybe they can, they read on a tablet or they read, different things like that. Because again, they're going to live in a different world, and I don't want to put them in a position to where they get older and like, well, I wasn't introduced to that when I was a kid, so I didn't have the opportunity. So I think that sparks interest in reading for the youth. I think also, like we just stated, um, having some type of involvement or feeling like they can connect to the storylines, to the pictures, to seeing prominent figures actually reading to them, to seeing that it's cool, that is interesting, that it's not just mommy and daddy or daddy and uncles and or mom and aunts and grandmothers, but now it's people who I see making commitments and things in the community that I can aspire to be. Like they're coming back and they get to read too and they like the story too. I think it's a holistic approach.
Right. And that's why, we created Super Summer Readers so children can see that people from all walks engage and love literacy and they love reading and making that fun and interesting for them so they can go out and say, hey, I want that book, or, I want to be like that person, or just being, if it drives someone to like say, oh, this person does this, I want to be like them. And so I definitely agree with you in that regard. And we definitely appreciate you for participating in this initiative. It is extremely important to us. We are always trying to find ways to push the initiative, push literacy, and just overall academic success for all of our students. So we definitely appreciate that. And as my last question, I just wanted to know, what would you say, or what encouraging words would you give to someone who is considering volunteer services?
I would say go right in. I mean, you when you volunteer, you not only help others, but you're helping yourself. You get to find things about yourself that maybe you don't really know about. And at the same time, you don't know the impact that you're going to have when you volunteer on somebody else's life. You may only be there for a couple days a season, but that person may remember you, well into their adulthood. I know I remember some of the volunteers that I had. And I may not remember everything about them, but I know exactly what they did that impacted me. And so if I can do that for one person, then it's a success. And so I would tell anybody considering volunteer, man, go ahead and do it. I mean, do it for your own edification, but do it for the affirmation of the people that you're volunteering, whether it be you, whether it be elderly, whether it be those at risk, whatever the case is. Um, you know, those things matter. It's like the old proverb about the person that's walking on the beach and throwing shells out, right? Like, well, why are you doing? You can't get all the shells. Like, yeah, but the ones that I throw back, the starfish, I'm sorry, the ones that I throw back, like it matters to that one. So I may not be able to affect every single kid in East Baton Rouge Parish or in Baton Rouge or in Louisiana, but I mean, if I can affect one, I mean, it's a success.
Right.
So that's my line of thing.
Right, right. Well, thank you so much for your participation. We are so excited about the launching of your Super Summer Reader video this week. And I can't wait for everyone to experience your Not Normal Read. And again, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Is there anything else you would like to say as in close?
Oh no, I appreciate it. Everyone, please check out the summer reading program. Not just myself, but everyone else. Check out the organization. And if you have time, sometime this week or during the quarantine or whenever, just spend 10 to 15 minutes out your day and read to a kid. So